Well, hi, hello, and how are you doing out there in internet land? My name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative, and welcome to the Wednesday night newsroom. That fun little thing we do where we get together, we give our news, we share our views, and we try to make sense out of this crazy thing that we call life. My name is Brian Trippett. I am known as the Front Porch Conservative. I am sometimes known as the chap in the cap, sometimes called the beau in the chapeau. On occasion, I'm referred to as the common man with common sense, but in this moment, as always, I am your simple and humble host. We are on Rumble, we are on Twitter, and we are on that quaint little alternative social media platform known as YouTube. So if you would not mind, please do me some favors right now. Oh my goodness, please help me out. Take the link right now to this live stream. Doesn't matter if you're on Rumble, or if you're on YouTube, or if you're on Twitter. Please share it around with your friends. It has been an absolutely crazy day for me. I have not had a chance to do much of anything social media wise. So if you could spread the word tonight about this little live stream and let's get as many folks in here as we possibly could, I would really greatly appreciate it. I really would. Oh, we even have a new nickname now, the Kid in the Lid. I like that. Okay. Kawan, you are absolutely expanding my repertoire of names. I genuinely appreciate Kid with the Lid. I love it. I love it, sir. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for that. Anyway, tell your friends right now. Tell them to get in here. We got a pretty good little live stream set up for you. It's kind of low key. But we will do our best to live up to the standards of this program, which are not very high. No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, it's been a day for me, folks. It's absolutely been a day. Anyway, share the link with your friends right now. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment in chat. It really does share this live stream around on the internet, and I would take and appreciate all the help that I can get. Also, while you're at it, hit the bell for notifications and, do all those things that, you do. WWG1 over on Rumble says standards. What standards? Look, you try and fake it till you make it and you got to fool them while you can. So, I'll throw the word standards out there, WWG1. I mean, maybe they'll actually believe it this time. I don't know. Good to have you in here tonight, and thank you as always for the memes. We'll get to those momentarily. Let's see who all is here so far, or at least that you're willing to admit it. Z Highness is in the house. Mwah. Hello, gorgeous. Kawan, we have said hello to already, and a fist bump for you. WWG1 is over on Rumble, one of the original OG Wingnuts. And the other original OG Wingnut has now shown up. TBA is in the house saying, standards for this live stream, it's a very low bar. Wow. I am definitely not feeling the love, but you know what? Fist bump to you anyway. I'll tell you. Jeez. Anyway, we're on Rumble. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere on the social media. So please help out. Help us where you can. Sean from Third Railify is in the house over on Rumble. Oh my God. Hello, friends. Hello, Brian. You're looking masculine today. Well, I'm not quite sure how to take that, sir. I'm looking masculine. Well, okay. Thank you. Anyway, so glad to have you guys here tonight. And like I said, this is going to be kind of a low-key live stream. We're going to try to have some fun. Got some cultural things to talk about. We're going to be diving into some stuff. I really am hoping Lana gets here. M187, for those of you who wonder what I'm talking about. Because we've got a story out of her backyard, or in her neighborhood, so to speak. And I'm really dying to get her take on this. So we'll get into some of that. Also got some more Sydney Sweeney news to talk to you guys about. Also, we're going to get into some political stuff, political and economic, and close out with that. So WWG1 responding to the Third Railify, saying that I look masculine. WWG1 says he forgot to shave and did not pluck his eyebrows either. And now, what is this? What is this discussion about my grooming habits over there? Seriously? Sean says, Brian, you could probably unbutton another button, might get the ladies going. Well, if you're going to be that way about it, fine. I'll just, I'll dress up like an old monk or something. Is that better to keep everybody from freaking out here or something? My audience, I tell you what. Anywho, jeez, man tries to get comfortable while he's doing a live stream and gets all that. Anyway. Glad to have you guys here tonight. We're going to dive in and have some fun. Okay. Before we even get started tonight, I just want you guys to know the Electronic Front Porch has picked up a brand new sponsor. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new sponsor for the live stream, and we got their first commercial, so we're going to go ahead and play it for you right now. We hope you enjoy it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please check this out.
A few years ago, I couldn't breathe. But then I started taking this, Comply. Now I breathe just fine. Side effects of Comply may include dizziness, obedience, improved breathing during police encounters, and sudden respect for authority. Do not resist while taking Comply. Ask your officer if Comply is right for you.
Well, there you go, folks. The new sponsor for the Electronic Front Porch is Comply. Helps you with breathing. Seems to have a lot of good benefits. We hope they're going to be a long-term sponsor for the live stream, and we just thought we'd bring you their very first commercial. So, do me a favor, go out online, check out the product, and drop in some feedback. I'm sure they would appreciate it as I would as well. So there you go. Oh, God. WWG1, you're just awful. That's all I'm saying. You are just positively awful. And in that same vein, speaking of sponsors, oh, good. I am so glad you arrived, honey, because I've got a story we're going to talk about tonight, and it's right in your backyard, and I'm dying to get your take on this. I really am. I really, really am dying to get your take on this. Anyway, TBA asks, is the lady watching? Well, I'm not sure if the lady is watching right now or not. TBA also says, might not want to strip if she is. No tubing online. We delight in being awful. Yes, you do delight in being awful, daggone it. Western Patriot USA is just apparently just cracking up over the whole thing. So, oh boy. Yeah, Lana, yeah, you're right, honey. Yeah, I think you know which story I'm going to be talking about. But I'm sorry. I've got to get into this for so many different reasons. But anyway, speaking of products that sometimes do better than advertised, when inventors come up with things that they don't realize quite how good they've got it or how good they've made it. And if ever you've heard the expression about Gorilla Glue, that one drop is enough, well, for these guys, maybe that one drop was exactly all they needed. Look, you're down there, you don't want to be moving around, put a little of it on whatever. That stuff really works, man. That stuff really, really works. I'm just saying. So, what are you going to do? Anyway. All right, now let's dive into the Merry Memes section of the show. Now, for those of you maybe who are not here on a regular basis, the Merry Memes section of the show are provided by viewers of this live stream, and we use it to try and help us laugh our way through this crazy thing that we call life. And sometimes they're news related, sometimes they're not, etc., and so on. Now, with that said, this first one sort of relates to news about the former President Barack Obama. As you all know, Tulsi Gabbard is making Barack Obama's life a living hell because every time Barack Obama turns around, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard is declassifying documents that show his role in all the trouble that Trump had in the first administration starting in 2017. Well, apparently it's gotten so bad that an old friend of his has reached out to him with some advice. And being the news hounds that we are here on the Electronic Front Porch, we're always trying to bring you the inside skinny, the 411, the true and complete total poop. And our folks managed to catch a little snippet of this conversation with an old friend. Apparently, former President Biden has reached out to former President Obama with some advice, and call me crazy, but I get the strange feeling that former President Obama is not really all that receptive to this idea from former President Biden. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think former President Obama is going to take Joe Biden up on his recommendation for travel anytime in the near future. I can be wrong, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Anyway. Good evening, Tiny Tesla. Mwah. Hello, darling. Good to have. One of my favorites is in the house. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you, gorgeous. Let's see. Lana says Tulsi is giving him hell literally, and I am here for it. Darling, I don't know what's going to happen out of everything that Tulsi Gabbard's doing, but I'll tell you what. From the perspective of somebody that likes to see, the truth have its way, I'm just over here on the sidelines going, go girl, go on, Tulsi, drop some more. Tell it, girl, tell it. Anyway. So yeah, I don't think that the two former presidents are seeing quite eye to eye on the advice that one is giving the other. Don't know what's going to happen out of all that, but it is what it is. Anyway, as you all know, recently the United States has reached a framework of a trade agreement with the European Union. And I hadn't really planned on talking about that much, and I suppose I could do it the next time we gather together. But Trump more or less handed the European Union its head on a platter. And, it was good. But there's one aspect of the deal that never was quite published. And I'll tell you what, when the folks in the northern part of the British Isles find out about this could get bad real fast, because apparently, as part of the deal with the European Union, Donald Trump was telling Keir Starmer that Scotland apparently is about to become the 51st state. We're getting Scotland out of this deal. I mean, who knew? I mean, what do we need? More sheep or something in this country? I don't know. Why are we getting Scotland? We're telling the European Union, you're going to charge this much from tariffs. You're not going to charge this much on the stuff we export to you. And on top of that, we're getting Scotland. Apparently, we need Scotland for something. I don't know what exactly, but we're getting it. So I have a feeling Keir Starmer's political troubles in the British Isles are about to get worse when the northern third of his country finds out they're about to become part of the United States of America. Crazy. Just crazy. All right. What else have we got in the way of the merry memes? Yes. In our ongoing efforts to try to create a bilingual society and help one culture become familiar with another, customs, language, that sort of thing, we have a new word of the day. Or maybe it's better to say a new word and its definition. The new word of the day is avoidable. How do you use it? How do you use avoidable? Well, you use it in this context. What is avoidable? And how do you define it? Well, simple. It's what a matador attempts to do. He attempts to avoid a bull. I'm here all week, folks, and try the veal. Don't forget to tip your waitresses. Anyway, sorry about that. Had to share that one. So it's like I can hear the boos that are coming up from both sides. Just a little bit scary right now. That's all I'm saying. Scotland and Western Canada, I'll take it. Hey, if we get Scottish accents, it's a good deal. Oh, apparently the ladies are they're all about the Scottish accent. Oh, I tell you. Well, me darlings, I'll see what we can do about conjuring you up just a little bit of the brogue, as it were. So I don't know if that's a good one on my part, but I'll see what I can do about trying to scot it up for you. Just saying. All right. Thank you to WWG1. Thank you to Adam. Thank you to everybody for their contributions to the Merry Memes section of the show. And with that, we're going to dive into some news. And I want to do something cultural to start off tonight. And by now, you guys have heard about what happened over the weekend. WWG1 says the drunken Scot accent is the best. I don't know what you're talking about over there, WWG1. When have you ever heard a Scotsman be drunk? The Scottish never get drunk. They get a lot of things, but they never get drunk. Regatta. Anyway. Now, all right, getting a little more serious. By now, you guys have heard about what happened over the weekend in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm going to play a couple of clips. I'm going to warn you right now, this gets graphic. And I'm not doing this for the sake of trying to be gratuitous or anything else. I just think this needs some context, okay? As you all are aware, two individuals were beaten by some folks in the day. And that would be bad enough, okay? So here you have two tourists in downtown Cincinnati. They're there for the jazz festival. And there's a lot of conjecture about what started this. Supposedly, one of the gentlemen who was beaten was using the N-word around certain individuals. They did not take that well, nor should they. And they got a belly full of that, again, allegedly, and beat on this guy, okay? So I want to set that up. Like I said, I want to play you two different clips. Again, this is not trying to be gratuitous. I just want to try and set this up for everybody on the off chance maybe you haven't seen this. So with that, here we go. Apologies in advance for any foul language that you may hear. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. And you guys kind of get the idea of where this is going. Now, worse than that is what happened to one lady who was in the crowd. And if y'all have not seen this is just straight horrible, okay? Just straight horrible. Apparently, and again, as I understand this, and again, I'm glad Lana is here because, being from that part of the world, she's probably got a better perspective on this than I do. There's a lady who I don't know what her current status is, but again, trying to show what happened. Okay. So with that, this video runs about 13 seconds. Okay. Now that's the video that we've got. And again, apologies in advance. I'm not trying to be gratuitous. I'm not trying to whatever. I'm just trying to set it up so that you guys know what happened. WWG1 says, I do not believe that was talking about the N-word supposedly being used. That's not the word that they're using. Curb stomping someone is attempted murder, in my opinion. You get no argument from me on that, brother. Now, Lana, this is where I kind of need your help. And for that matter, anybody else who's got, 411 info, whatever, throw it in chat because I want to hear this. Okay, well, this is good news. Last I heard, both individuals are expected to make full recoveries, but they are listed as in serious condition. Okay, this is good news then. All right. The video you saw were by individuals who were, like most everybody these days, they're taking cameras, they're showing you pictures of what happened. Now, do those clips show you everything that happened? The events leading up to the beatings, the everything else? No, not necessarily. But they at least showed you what happened. Now, fast forward to a press conference held by the chief of police for the city of Cincinnati. And I've seen part of it. Unfortunately, I could not find the clip that I really want to get my hands on. The police chief references, how fast the officers were able to respond to the scene, how much proximity they were, etc. Okay, fair enough. I got no problem with that. It's what she does next that I don't understand. Well, I do. I do understand it. I just don't like it. Okay. So with that said, that sort of sets up our next clip. Okay. Now, one other thing. According to WLWT TV in Cincinnati, Ohio, 3 individuals have been arrested after the brawl in downtown Cincinnati. Okay. That's good news. Now, the police chief holds a press conference, and like I said, she's defending the actions of her department in the midst of all this. I get it. But she does something that, I'm not going to lie to you guys, just frankly really ticks me off. I think you're going to understand what I'm talking about here in just 1 second. So we got a 2-minute clip. I'm going to play it for you guys. We'll stop it at various points where we need to. And folks, I want you to listen to this exchange from the police chief in Cincinnati talking about some of the bystanders. Let's just call them that for the sake of discussion. And here we go.
Another topic I want to cover real quick. Social media and journalism and the role it plays in this incident. And yes, guys, that's you.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's reasonable. I mean, let's be honest. Social media has the potential and the power to shape our perceptions of events. Go back as far as Rodney King back in the early 1990s. Is a perfect example of that. Granted, it wasn't social media, but those images shaped what happened. Did we have the full context? No, not necessarily. But you get my point. So, all right, I got no problem so far. Okay.
That is you. Social media, the post that we've seen, does not depict the entire incident.
Okay. Again, I don't even have a problem with that statement. Okay. Like I said, we have, let's just say 2 minutes worth of, footage shot on people's telephones. I don't even have a problem with that statement. That's legit. Let's continue.
That is one version of what occurred. At times, social media and mainstream media and their commentaries are a misrepresentation of the circumstances surrounding any given event.
Fair point. Let's continue.
What that does, that causes us some difficulties in thoroughly investigating the activity and enforcing the law. Because what happens, that social media post and your coverage of it distorts the content of what actually happened.
Okay, now, whoa. Hold on, lady. How do the clips that we've seen so far, and y'all help me out here. How are the clips, and not, I don't necessarily mean the ones I'm showing you. Let's just say in totality, okay? In totality, all the clips, various people picking up their phones, recording whatever. How is that distorting what happened? Because I don't quite get that.
And it makes our job more difficult. Go ahead.
Okay, now that's what she said. Let's talk about this for a second. Okay. And let me get your comments in here. WWG1 over on Rumble says, would we even know about it if not for the footage? Fair. That's a perfectly fair question, sir. Perfectly fair question. How much would we have known? I mean, it might have just been another incident in another major metropolitan area if we didn't see the video. WWG1 also says, I don't care what happened before. The conclusion never should have happened. I agree with that. Okay. Look, whether someone's standing there using words they shouldn't or not, allegedly, that does not give you the right to beat the living dog crap out of somebody. Okay? You're getting that mad? Walk away. Do not engage. Let's see, what else do we have here? Only problem with her analysis is the attack on that woman. Okay, that's a fair point too. How is that a distortion? How is that a distortion? Okay? That's not a distortion. That's straight up showing you what happened to that poor woman. Jessica's in the house. Mwah, good evening, darling. I get they have to protect investigations, but usually it's just when them wanting to control how the info gets out. That's a great point, too. How do we know that this police chief isn't upset due to the fact that, okay, we'd like to control the narrative here. We can't because all these citizen journalists out there, or just passersby or whatever they want to call themselves. How do we know they're not just, just snapping whatever? We can't control the information. That's a great point for us, Mommy. I appreciate that. And thank you for being here tonight. And I hope you've been seeing my responses to some of your posts on your Twitter. So I'm just saying, dear, let's just make sure we keep your spirits uplifted. We'll just leave it at that. And now everybody's going to run out to Forest Mommy's page to try and find my stuff. Oh, God. Anyway, let's go back to this because now there's some reporters there that start to ask some obvious questions. Okay. And I give the reporter credit for what's about to happen next. So listen carefully.
Thank you. 2 questions. Where were the nearest officers?
In the central business section. They were working. They were both in vehicles. And like I said, they had to maneuver through the traffic.
Why didn't they get out of their cars and go on foot? Why didn't they radio to officers already on foot to get down there? I mean, I can understand the argument that says, all right, they're in their vehicles, they had to maneuver through traffic to get there. Okay. All right. Did it not occur to somebody that maybe we ought to radio ahead and say, hey, guys, if you got some, some beat cops down there, get on it, guys, because we're going to be a few minutes getting there. Would it make a difference? I don't know, but just logical question. So here's the second question that this police chief gets asked, and this is the one I want you guys to listen to. Check this out.
Second question is, you had said social media, news media distorted the content of what actually happened. What exactly was distorted? I understand that there was multiple views of the video, but exactly what led up to this? I mean, what was distorted? Okay,
now, in case you did not hear her question, she's asking the police chief, all right, you say this is being distorted. Exactly what was distorted? In other words, what is it that you seem to feel is not accurately reflected in these videos? It's a completely fair question. And for the record, I give the reporter a ton of credit on this one. That's a legit straight up question. Now listen to this answer.
Yeah. So I think by the irresponsibility with social media is it just shows one side of the equation quite frequently without context, without factual context. And then people run with that. And then it grows legs and it becomes something bigger that we then have to try to manage as part of the investigation.
Guys, help me out here. Help me out here. What part of that was an answer to the question that she was asked? Again, I am not. I mean, look, obviously, I'm a little bit of a ham. I freely admit that. I know you guys are shocked. I'm not trying to be theatrical here. I'm genuinely trying to be honest about this. I don't understand. That's not an answer to a question. Jessica, bingo, honey. You're right. As always, my audience is way smarter than the host. You guys are absolutely right. She just walked right around that one. Or in this case, ran around it. The reporter asked her a direct, straight up question and perfectly legitimate question. All right, you say that's distorted. What is being distorted in these videos that you're saying doesn't give the full context? And she just says, well, she just repeats the charge. Oh, so they don't have many foot patrols in downtown Cincinnati. That's interesting. That's very interesting. WWG1 says, it was a concert, for God's sake. They should have already been there, talking about police officers on scene. Crowd control at the very least. Going back to the question about context, then give us the context now, lady. You get no argument from me, brother. No argument at all from me. Lana also says, it's complete bullshit. We wouldn't know because until Monday or Tuesday, no major outlets would cover it. Ooh, that's a good answer to WWG1's question. He asked a little bit earlier, would we really even know about this were it not for people posting these videos on social media? And Lana's absolutely right. If it hadn't been for people posting this on social media, the news outlets never would have covered it. Never would have covered it. Now, look, I'm about to get myself in trouble here. So y'all help me out here. Lana or any other folks in the Cincinnati area, why do I get the profound feeling that that this lady is a DEI hire? For the record, I have not a problem with the idea of a female police chief. Not at all. I really don't. I do have a problem with the way this lady's answering questions. I don't like it. It almost feels like she's blaming the folks on social media more than she is the perpetrators of the crime. Now again, if I'm wrong, fine. But, oh, well, all right. You know what? You hold that thought, darling. I'll do just that. Give me 1 second. Don't normally do this, folks, but you know what? Yeah, you just hold that thought right there, honey. All right, I just shot you the link. Call me misogynistic. She probably failed her way up some, I am sure. Well, you're probably right about that, Jessica. Probably about that. Gypsy says, gee, she looks older than God. Can't she retire already? TBA over on Rumble says that Biash is a DEI hire. It's because it's a blue city, says WWG1. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, Lana, take your time. We got some other topics we can get to, but I mean, now let's talk about Cincinnati for a second. You know, everybody hears the word Cincinnati and they think, oh, Midwestern conservative town, yada yada. Oh, no. Cincinnati's been run by Democrats for decades. Remember, this is the town that elected Jerry Springer. Okay. Way back in the day, way back in the 70s. Okay. Do not think for 1 second that that this is a conservative. I mean, the people might be conservative. Their government isn't. The city council, to the best of my knowledge, and I was talking with the lady about this the other day, the city council, to her knowledge, does not have one single solitary Republican on it. The mayor is worse than the police chief. Okay. And, you know, the lady and I were talking the other day, and I said, take this in the spirit which I intended. I mean, what happened in Cincinnati was bad, but is it really that different than what goes on in Chicago or Philadelphia or St. Louis or any other major metropolitan city that's run by Democrats? Yeah, well, Jessica, this one's right up your alley, my dear. Right up your alley. You've been preaching this for years, and this is a perfect example of what happens. Yeah, under the guise of progressivism. Yeah. And Jessica can speak to this better than I ever could. If libertarians and conservatives, or let's just say populist conservatives, whatever you want to define yourself as these days, if they really want to turn this thing around, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that Congress and the presidency has enormous power. I get it. But if you really want to stop most of the problems that we've got in this country, focus on local elections. I mean, Jessica ran for city council in Arvada, Colorado. Didn't win. Brought up a lot of issues. Been fighting commies out there in Colorado for the longest time now. God love her heart. But if you really want to turn this thing around, you've got to go small to get big. What am I talking about? When and I'm guilty of this too, so I'm not sitting here trying to be, whatever. But if we start focusing on local issues, our city councils, our county commissions, or everything else, a lot of our problems in this country get cured. They really do. They really get cured. So, Lindsay, the cynical geek, welcome, Lindsay, over on Rumble. We're glad to have you. The question is, which major city isn't run by Democrats? Lindsay asks. Yeah. And it's a crying shame, too. It is an absolute crying shame. I remember an interview that I did with legendary Chicago journalist John Cass about a year or so ago. And when I was living out in Illinois, and this is back in the 90s, everything in Chicago was run by the Democrats, much like it is today. But there's a difference. Back then, Democrats could administer their offices well, such that you had mostly peace and prosperity in the city of Chicago and Cook County in general. Now you've got Democrats running everything, and they have no idea how to govern, and they don't care. All they're interested in doing is enhancing the message. All they're interested in doing is pushing the agenda, not making sure that the trash is picked up, the streets are clean, the crime is down, etc. So, it's crazy. And with that, we have our on-the-spot eyewitness reporter in the greater metropolis of Cincinnati. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Miss Lana, or otherwise known as M169. Hey, gorgeous, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am fantabulous. Thank you for
Good.
popping on, being willing to pop on, because, I mean, when I started reading about the story, I was like, oh, I got to talk to her about this. I have so got to talk to Lana about this one. Yes, on the ground coverage.
I'm
We are
laughing.
yes. So
Yeah,
I mean, all right. You tell it
it's
from your perspective.
mind-boggling to me
All right.
this
What
is
is mind-boggling?
because this is par for the course for Cincinnati. This doesn't surprise me at all.
Does this
They
stuff
are
happen all the
ticked
time out
off.
there?
Not all the time, but I think what ticked them off is the fact that it got publicity. That it
Oh.
went viral.
Oh.
And so it's kind of like you say, they can't really control the narrative with it
Okay.
because it just spread like wildfire. I mean,
Okay.
I personally, I don't go downtown. I will avoid it like the absolute plague. I live in the suburbs, and if I can accomplish something without going downtown, I absolutely do because I don't like it. It's
Okay.
no, I don't have the feeling that I'm safe down there. They don't do a lot of foot patrols. So you were asking earlier about where were the foot patrols? Why didn't they call somebody and have them just run over? They don't really do that. They've got patrols. They might have some bike patrols, but as far as like beat cops, they don't really do that. Not to my
Okay.
knowledge, anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking back when the lady and I first started running around together. I was visiting her in December, and she wanted to show me parts of downtown Cincinnati, particularly by Great American Ballpark. And there's a district of restaurants and bars and that sort of thing. And she said, "Look, whatever you do, don't make eye contact, don't talk to people." I'm like, now me, being from West Virginia, it's a thing. It's like, "Hey, how you doing? Well, what's up? Hey, good to see you."
Mhm.
So just to get her goat, okay, just to get her goat, this is exactly what I do. She's going, "Will you shut up? Will you, for God's sake, will you shut up?" And I just do it more. But yeah, you're right. I mean, even though it's broad daylight and lots of eyewitnesses,
Mhm.
you got the feeling, all it would take is one person just losing their mind and it would just get started. So I get what you're saying about not wanting to go downtown in Cincinnati. It's a crying
Yeah,
shame. It
yeah,
really is.
it is because I mean, we've got the Reds, we've got the Bengals. I mean, for what that's worth, I'm not so sure how good of a team they are anymore.
Oh,
Um, and there's FC Cincinnati, so it's not like there's not things to do down there. There's concerts you could go to, that sort
uh-huh.
of thing. And I think the last time I was down in that area was probably about 6 years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. We
Wow.
went to go see Trans-Siberian Orchestra when they came to town.
Sure.
And as is our practice, we don't stay to the end of a show, to the
Mm,
100% end. We will boot it, scoot it on out of there before everything cuts loose and the traffic gets horrible and everything else. I mean, so I haven't been downtown since, you know.
okay. Well,
We just
from
don't do it.
from the audience, we have a question for you from Gypsy. Wouldn't they have extra security and police on overtime patrolling a big festival? All right, that's a fair question.
They probably would have. They probably would have. I just don't know that they would have been foot,
Hmm.
as they were saying, you've got um, they did have patrol cars in the area, but they would have had to maneuver through the foot traffic. And there's a thought that comes to my mind, and I don't like having this thought,
Hmm.
but um, because it makes me uncomfortable and uneasy,
Sure.
but it has crossed my mind. And I'm
Mhm.
just going to put it out there. I don't know how right this is, it but it's crossed my mind. Those were the only two white people I saw in that crowd. And
There's a lot of
while
people been
music
saying the same
can
thing.
be and while music can be the great unifier,
Hmm.
I some I wonder, was there the feeling of, hey, this is ours. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Because this is ours. I
Possible.
don't know that that's true. I
Okay.
do not know that that's true.
Okay.
But I can see that scenario being a part of it, is what I'm getting at. But,
Okay.
who knows if that's absolutely true or not. I hope it's not. And I
Yeah.
don't really even like having that feeling. I just don't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
The thought came to my mind, but it's like, I don't really like this. This makes me uncomfortable feeling that way, hoping that that's not true, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
man,
I hear you. There's another question. This one's from Rumble. TBA asks, was there a big defund the police in Cincinnati effort since 2020? And I mean, again, your backyard better than we do.
yeah, we had some marches. There were some
Oh
marches that
no.
went on downtown during that time that,
Okay.
again, that's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, it just, traffic is always a mess
Hmm.
through that area, through that whole area, through the business district, whatever. I admit it, I am a child of the suburbs. The
Sure.
concept of paying to park, I'm like, excuse me, this is an admission fee to get into the
Yeah.
city limits. I don't like
Hmm.
this, So it's just been one of those things that I've always kind of avoided.
Well,
just because I can, because I'm in the suburbs and I don't have to go downtown for a lot of entertainment. Some of the entertainment that I like, most of the bands that I like that I've gone to want to go see a show to, they play at Riverbend, which is not in the city limits.
yeah.
It's off the 275 belt loop that I don't have to go
Mhm.
into downtown. That's way on the outskirts of it, so I don't have to go down there.
Mhm.
It's a straight shot. Just get on 275 and I go right back home. So
Yeah.
there's that.
WW
So, and you know, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, WWG1 over on Rumble says, face the truth if it's uncomfortable or not. Don't rule out possibilities just because you're uncomfortable with the conclusion. That would be self-censorship. Yeah, Gypsy's backing you up on this. Forest Mommy's backing you up on this. WWG1's backing up your theory. It's possible. I mean, maybe a significant portion of people, because of the color of their skin, looked upon these two white people who were there like, hey, this is our music, not yours. What the heck are you doing here? And
Mhm.
just decided to hell with you. We're just going to beat the crap out of you. Now, do we know that's true? I don't know.
No,
But is it
no,
possible?
we don't.
Yeah.
The rumors, yeah, yeah. The rumors are is that the man uttered a slur, but these are rumors.
Yeah.
We don't know
Allegedly.
that that's true.
Allegedly. Exactly.
It has been alleged. We don't know that that's true. And the only thing that the police chief said that I can, like you were doing earlier, somewhat agree with is that yes, you saw from one moment in time forward. We don't know what happened just before everybody started to hit record.
Okay.
That is true. But to me, the more shameful aspect of it is the fact that people whipped out their phones and hit record instead of calling 911. One
Yeah.
person in that crowd called 911. Only one.
It's funny because
Yeah.
the mayor, not the mayor, but the police chief made this point, and I was like, you know what? I can't disagree with that. I really can't. She made the statement. She's like, all these people are recording it on their phone. She's like, that's great, but did anybody decide to call 911? Did anybody, try and get these poor people out of this situation? I mean, so yeah, it's really,
And
really weird.
in that first recording, and in the second recording that you played, when you see that the
Hmm.
woman gets hit, I heard one person saying, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
And that was
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then everybody else is just like, it's like mob rule kind of took over.
Yeah.
And they didn't, they were just, they all joined in, a lot joined in. And if they weren't joining in, they were just sitting back and watching the spectacle.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
it's just disgraceful behavior. It's just, nobody needs this. It's like you were saying earlier, you know, you can, nobody wants to be called that word. It's a
Yeah.
vile, ugly word.
Yeah.
It
True.
is. Let's just face
True.
it.
Yeah.
And, um, but that doesn't give you the right to curb stomp someone. It just
No.
doesn't.
Absolutely not.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away. And
Well, let me ask you a question. And your city better than I do. The mayorship has been controlled by the Democrats for years. The city council has been controlled by Democrats for years, from what I understand. Is this
mhm.
is this event making people look at each other and go, "Do we really want to keep putting up with this? Do we really? I mean, is there any motivation or any movement that makes you think, I don't expect this city to just totally change in its governance overnight. But are people getting fed up with this, or are they just like fleeing to the suburbs and going, the hell with this? We don't want any part of it. We're not like you. We're not going downtown. We don't want any part of this. Yeah, I might have a mayor in Cincinnati and a city council in Cincinnati, but I'll just hang out here in the suburbs, and you guys do whatever it is you guys do."
Sadly, it's a lot of the latter, that it's people are just like, we're not putting up with this. We're out of here.
They're
There
fleeing
might
down.
be, I think, I think, um, Vivek is running for governor, and
Right.
he's from the Cincinnati area.
Yeah.
Um, actually not far from where I grew up. He's within the same township, which is like was surprising. You know, it's like, wow, okay. But I don't see major change happening just because of this. You know, I think it's going to take a lot more a lot more time. I think for people
Okay.
to the outrage, but there's been quite a bit of outrage based on the chief of police comments. Nobody likes it. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody's backing this woman and how she has presented this. It's people are disgusted by it.
Yeah.
And then there have been some comments by some city council members.
Oh,
Um,
I totally forgot to put that. No.
that's been that are just mind-boggling, basically saying that, you know, well, they kind of had it coming, they deserved it. It's like, excuse me? No, no one deserves this. No one deserves this. And everybody recognizes that had the races been reversed, the city would be burning. There's just no two ways about it. And
Yeah.
nobody really, people will say it, but the people who matter don't want to admit it. And that's the
You
hard
know,
part.
yeah. What she's referring to, the comment from a city council member, I just happened to find it real fast. Let me pop
Mhm.
this up on screen. Folks, if you think that the police chief was bad enough, oh, folks, check this out. Now, this is city council member Victoria Parks. Okay. So somewhere out on social media, and Lana, fill in the blanks if I get any of this wrong. She's out on social media, and look at this highlighted comment. They begged for that beatdown. I'm grateful for the whole story.
Yeah.
I read
Yeah.
that and I went, seriously? Seriously?
Yeah.
You really believe this? I'm like, holy
It's
cow.
yeah.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
shame
honey.
for
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yep.
wow. I'm like,
And this is why
unbelievable.
I think, I mean, she's getting some backlash for it, but how much? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, people are outraged by that comment, but is it enough for people to go, we're done. We need to vote new people in. We need a change in leader, a complete overhaul and change in leadership. I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah,
Now,
so we'll see. You know,
is your current mayor term limited? I was under the understanding that he was.
I think so. I think so. They have
Okay.
term limits, so they're going to have to find a new mayor. So,
Okay. Okay.
and
T.
it's difficult for me because that's not. I don't live within the city limits, obviously. I won't say obviously, but
Right.
I've made it clear I'm in the suburbs. So I can't vote in those elections. But what is funny to me is that I'll see political signs in our neighborhood for city of Cincinnati races, which is just weird to me. It's like, we don't live in the city limits. Why are you putting up a sign for this person? We cannot vote in that election.
Oh,
You know,
jeez. Yeah, and it's a shame because when I go to visit the lady, um, I'll drive through a part of town, and you're going to know where this is at. Warsaw Avenue.
possibly.
It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
on the west. It's on the west side of town.
Yep.
To drive through it now, I drive through it very quickly because
Mhm.
I do not want my car to break down on Warsaw Avenue. Okay. And
No,
don't
you
get
do
me
not.
wrong. I like to think of myself as a very loving and caring person that can get along with anybody. I'm sorry. I don't want to get caught in Warsaw Avenue as the sun's going down or even after dark.
Right. Right.
But I look at
Yeah.
that neighborhood and I think to myself, man, what you probably were 40 or 50 years ago. Because there's these gorgeous old buildings. And folks, if you've
Mhm.
never been to the west side of Cincinnati, I recommend it to you. These gorgeous old
Yep.
buildings, gorgeous old architecture that goes back to the turn of the 20th century.
Mhm.
If that neighborhood were clean and fixed up and everything else,
Mhm.
man, you could just see businesses thriving there and families wanting to live there and everything else.
Mhm.
Now, do not get caught on Warsaw Avenue after dark.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if the
Yeah.
lady is watching me, she's not going to disagree with me, but I'm going to apologize to her because I'm talking bad about her city. But it breaks the
It
heart.
is what
It really does.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it does. I mean, and I'm familiar somewhat with the area. I'm a little bit north and west of there. Um, if if the lady is familiar with the near the Mount Healthy area, I'm close
Hmm.
to that. You know,
Yeah.
that's a very small little mini city inside Hamilton County,
Yeah.
but I'm outside those city limits as well. I've got the best of both worlds. I live in a township. That's
Hmm.
where you don't have, you've got your property taxes, but there is no city tax. So uh, that's best of both worlds as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Small
TBA just
house of
TBA
government, you know.
TBA just sent me a link, and I'm going to pop this up on screen. The image of that lady who was knocked to the ground. This is a post from David Harris Jr., who's a influencer on social media. He says, "This is Holly, the woman seen knocked out cold on the ground during the Cincinnati mob attack. She deserves justice for what was done to her instead of having the incident downplayed by the chief of police and being told they begged for a beatdown by a city councilman. Holly gave permission to release these photos so that others will never have to suffer what she did." This is the poor lady who was knocked down to the ground. Bless her heart. That's all I'm saying. Just bless her heart. That's just,
Mm,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Just terrible.
She did.
Just terrible.
And who deserves that for going to a
Nobody.
music festival?
Nobody.
No
Nobody
one.
deserves that.
And
Absolutely not. Yeah.
and the weirdest thing is I mean, I love watching. I spend far too much time doing it, but I do it. Um, I love watching music reactions on YouTube because I get to
Yeah.
see somebody else fall in love with the same kind of music that I like,
Yep.
and it's fun. Um, I have my particular favorites. One of my favorites is a band called Nightwish, which is a symphonic metal band from Finland.
Mhm.
I
Sure.
was watching a couple of elderly Black people fall in love with it, and they said, "Wow, this is so cool. I'd love to go to a show like that, but would we be welcomed?" And I mean, the
Oh,
response was immediate. Everybody in the comments section was like, "Of course you would be welcomed. Metal doesn't, we don't play gatekeepers. You know,
no,
if you
no.
like the music, you're welcome." And so when I don't see that reciprocated, or what appears to
Yeah.
not be reciprocated, it's
Yeah.
disheartening. It truly
Oh, I
is.
agree.
Because
I
music is
agree.
supposed to be one of the great unifiers.
Hmm.
It's the universal language that
Yep.
everybody can enjoy. And,
White.
you know, if this gentleman did say that word, it's unfortunate that it's a very ugly word, but he didn't deserve to have the crap beat out of him for
No.
it. And
Mm-mm.
she certainly didn't deserve any of that. It appears that she was trying to help him just to
Yeah.
get him pulled out. That's the way I took it.
Yeah.
Um, and they beat the crap out of her too. And again, no one deserves that. No one.
No. No.
I
Absolutely
don't
not.
understand it.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it's a crying shame. It really is. But, I mean, how many white kids have listened to Miles Davis, Dizzy Gillespie, Louis Armstrong, etc., or the vice
Mhm.
versa? How many black kids have listened to Michael Bublé, Frank Sinatra, etc.? Why can't we just and not just music, but why can't we find common ground on so many different things? It's just it's a crying shame. You know.
I mean,
So,
my husband introduced me to Chuck Mangioni's music and
uh,
also to get a greater appreciation for Stevie Wonder.
yeah,
My husband, when he was in high school, was a trumpet player and loved Stevie Wonder. You know, that jazzy, funky style music.
sure,
He
sure.
loved playing that. And so, yeah, he was like, "Oh, this is great. Yes, I like this. He said, I like to listen to Jethro Tull and Rush and um, Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne. So there's metal in there. There's some jazz in there. We used to spend Sunday mornings listening to classical music.
Yep.
It, you broaden your horizons. You learn to appreciate different things and have an appreciation for the people that created it. It's not,
Yeah.
no one's appropriating anything. They're appreciating it. And
Yeah.
we need to kind of get back to that. We're starting to shift it. I think as a country, we're kind of starting to shift back to that. They're realizing, oh, no one's stealing anything from anyone. We are loving this and liking this right along with you.
Yep. I agree.
Mhm.
I've got, matter of fact, when we get done talking here in a minute or two, I got a story, because you know how I mentioned the whole Sydney Sweeney thing on Saturday? Well, I got some follow-ups to that, and I tell you what, there's some people out there lost their daggone minds. That's all I'm saying. But
It's crazy.
yeah, it's just crazy.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so if you want to wrap this up and move on to stories, I know you've got limited
No,
time.
I'm glad you came on here, dear. I
Yeah.
really am. I want to get your perspective on this, as this is right in your neighborhood.
I thought I didn't know if you want to or not, because I realized,
Yeah,
we just
absolutely.
see each other
No,
on
absolutely.
online and whatnot, but yeah, it's disheartening. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm from that place where that happened. And it's like, God, this isn't everybody, and people logical know that, but it's an emotional response as well, that you're like, no,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want no part of that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And I
yes.
think Jessica's absolutely right. The
Mhm.
African American community is getting sick of this stuff. Every community is getting sick of this stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Yes.
we're talking about now in the context of race. I mean, and I've had, friends of mine on here who are gays and lesbians. They're like, we've had enough of this crap, of varying kinds of crap that we're having to deal with inside our community. So
Mhm.
there's reaching a
Yep.
boiling point here where it's like, okay, this has got to stop. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely has got to
The
stop. But no,
fatigue, the
yeah,
fatigue and the stressors on the ends of the spectrum are driving everybody to distraction, and just they all just we've had enough.
yeah,
We're done, but we've had enough.
yeah. And
So
may it lead to social change, which leads to all kinds of different change, and that's my hope in all this. It really is. But no,
yeah,
when I heard that where this was happening, I was like, oh, I so got to talk to Lana about this. So yeah, honey, I'm glad you came on. I'm glad you're willing to come on. So
happy to
you
do
know,
it. Happy to do it.
absolutely.
I'm
All
glad
right.
to get a chance to speak with you, quote unquote, in person, so to speak.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for coming on and giving us your perspective. If you find updates to this, let me know, because I'll give you the invite and come back on, and we'll talk this thing out some more. But yeah, keep an eye on this one for us if you wouldn't mind.
I will do that. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me on. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you, darling. Thank you. So a hat tip to this wonderful
Thank
young lady. Please follow her on social media if you haven't. Where can people find you on social media? Daggone it. Where can they follow you?
Well, I have an X account, and crap, what is it? I think it's M169 Lana is my name on there. Or
Yeah,
it's at Lumpy84. That's what it is.
at
Yeah.
Lumpy
That's how you find me.
840OH. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on here. And like I say, keep an eye on this thing for us. If you got any updates, let us know. We'd really appreciate it.
I will do that.
All
I will
right.
do that,
Thank you,
and I
dear.
appreciate you having me on.
All right.
Okay. Good evening.
Thank you much. All right. That's Miss Lana, ladies and gentlemen. And if I had an applause button, I'd give it to her right now. But we's poor and struggling, but we's coming up. So there you go. Yes. Thank you. Absolutely. Give that woman some thanks, daggone it. So yes, thank you so very much for that. I genuinely appreciate it. All right. It is almost top of the hour. Let me do a real quick commercial. We'll slip into our next topic. Folks, if you are coming upon this live stream and you're like, who are these wonderful people? This is a great community. And my gosh, would you look at that? Would you look at that man in the hat? He's a handsome devil. Well, my name's Brian Trippett. I'm known on social media as the Front Porch Conservative. This audience is known as Fedora Nation. And the live stream is called the Wednesday Night Newsroom. This is our midweek review of things going on in the news, some cultural, some political, some sports, some whatever. This is our chance to hear the news, give your views, and try and make sense out of this crazy thing we call life. If this is your cup of tea, if you're sitting here going, man, these cats are cool, what do I got to do to be a part of this? Oh, I'm so glad you asked me that question. Number 1, subscribe to my channel on YouTube and Rumble. Number 2, hit the bell for notifications. That way you're always aware when we're doing a live stream or a video or what the heck ever. Number 3, hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment in chat. Number 4, share it around. So yes, please do all those things. Become a part of Fedora Nation. We'd love to have you. Go crazy, St. Louis and everywhere else in the world. Yes, absolutely a great discussion. Absolutely. Oh, and Miss Patty, thank you so very much for the super sticker. We greatly appreciate that. Oh, no, my pleasure, darling. My absolute pleasure to have you on. Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? I've thought about this for a while, but I think we're going to make this ongoing policy. If I find a story that happens to be in somebody's backyard, we might do the same thing again. So absolutely. So yes, glad to have you on. All right, let us shift gears to another topic of recent interest on social media. And that is the American Eagles Sydney Sweeney blue jeans ad. Now, we talked about this a little bit on Saturday. And I find this to be fascinating on so many levels, okay? And I said, and on Saturday, I more or less confined my comments to the question of, has corporate America finally reached the point where they realize, you know what? Economic rationality is going to weigh out over, woke messaging, okay? Now, if you're wondering why I'm saying that, now there's 2 or 3 versions of this Sydney Sweeney American Eagle blue jeans commercial, okay? One of them has her, leaned over the hood of a Ford Mustang and being very cool or whatever. And there's 2 or 3 other versions of it. And by now, I'm sure all the gentlemen in our audience have been, shall we say, exploring the internet, trying to find the other versions if they haven't seen them yet. But anyway, we got another version of it, and this is not necessarily new. This is one of the 4 that's out there. But I want to play this because there's an interesting reaction that's happening, and I'm like, man, some of y'all need Jesus. That's just either that or you need to go touch grass. Now, that said, that sets it up. So let's play this. It runs about 20 seconds. It's not real long. But if you're wondering what's causing everybody to just lose, or some people to lose their minds, check this out.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has her genes.
Okay. It's obviously a play on words. It's cute. It's, oh, well, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. I really genuinely appreciate that, Gypsy. Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. The commercial, and this is a 20-second clip, it's a simple play on words, okay? All right. And yes, you can tell what the advertisers are doing here. It's cute. It's funny. Yes, it's got a sexy blonde in it. Let's just be blunt about this. Okay. It's appealing to everything that we haven't had in American advertising for 15 years. Okay. Now, you guys know me. This rule I'm about to give applies to so many different subjects, regardless of whether it's about advertising for blue jeans or whatever. If it's not your cup of tea, you don't have to drink it, right? I mean, look, as an old friend of mine from Texas is fond of saying, "It ain't my chicken, I ain't plucking it." You get the idea here. Okay. So, like I said, some of y'all out there watching this live stream right now, and I'm not saying my audience, because my audience is constituted of very normal people. Okay, y'all over there on Rumble right now, y'all OG Wingnuts, TBA, etc. The fact that I referred to you as normal, y'all just take that compliment and run with it. Okay, I love you. I'm just messing with you, but you get my point. My audience is constituted of mostly normal people that are pretty well adjusted, okay? They can watch that 20-second commercial with Sydney Sweeney in it for American Eagle blue jeans and not, freak out. Not the case with some people. Yes, you are, darling. You are very normal. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that, dear. Hold that thought. We're gonna get to it. Oh boy, I'm having fun tonight. Yeah, the old Brooke Shields, commercial from back in the day. That's a good one. That's a real good one. TBA chimes in and says she's the most recent Brooke Shields model for tight jeans. I love my audience. You guys are awesome. Now, I say that some people are just totally getting bent out of shape by this. Y'all are not going to believe what you're about to see next, right? Okay, check this out. From our friends over at MSNBC, I'm telling y'all, there's some people out there who need to go touch grass. I'm telling you. Look at this headline. Sydney Sweeney's ad shows an unbridled cultural shift toward whiteness. Advertisements are always mirrors of society, and sometimes what they reflect is ugly and startling. Who wrote this tripe? Hannah Holland. Now, I'm just going to read the first paragraph. This week, American Eagle, which brought us baby tees and low-rise denims in the aughts, debuted an advertising campaign starring actor Sydney Sweeney. Sweeney is 27, is featured doing all sorts of American things, leaning over the hood of a white Mustang or lying on the floor holding a long-haired German Shepherd puppy. At the end of each video, an off-screen voice speaks over blocky letters declaring that Sweeney, blonde, blue-eyed, and white, has great genes. The wordplay was made even more explicit when American Eagle posted a video of Sweeney standing in front of a poster bearing her likeness with the word jeans and replaced it with JEANS. The backlash has been swift and fierce, and some of it at the risk is fair. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now, if you're wondering what kind of backlash this writer is referring to, good evening, Miss Brenda. Glad to have you here with us, my dear. TBA says MSLSD. Those people are nuts. White people matter too. What knaves there are over at MSLSD. You ain't wrong, brother. Now, if you're wondering what kind of reaction this author is referring to, oh, folks, get ready because you're in for a treat, so to speak. We have the reaction of various women of the political left, and like I said, some folks out there really need Jesus. That's all I'm saying. Bless their hearts. Folks, check this out.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably.
What fascist propaganda? What are you talking about, lady? What fascist propaganda? They're trying to sell blue jeans. How is any of this fascist? Honey, go touch grass. Do something. Oh my gosh. All right. What else has this fount of wisdom got on her mind?
Not, but it's still really shocking. Like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
The hell it is. Honey, take the septum piercing out of your nose. It's obviously draining the intelligence out of your brain. What fascism? How is any of this fascism? Okay, now, Brian. Rein it in, son. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I saw that piece of news today. Yeah, buddy. Hey, liberal, lefty, blue-haired, septum-pierced women, suck it. Oh. Now, lest you think that the woman we just saw is alone in her opinion. Oh, no. There's more where that came from. Hang on a second here. Yeah, this is going to start blowing your ever-loving mind. Now, this one runs about 2 minutes. We will stop this as needed. But if you think your blood pressure's getting up over this, woo! Oh, children, get ready, because yep. If you think your blood pressure getting up over that one, oh, children, get ready because you're about to have some fun. Watch this.
We can't keep pretending that media and marketing exist in a vacuum. That ad doesn't exist without the culture it's selling into. This is American Eagle's most expensive ad to date, meaning that nothing in this ad was accidental.
Okay, fair point. Go on.
And there was a decision made about what cultural cues they wanted to sell to in this ad. I want to break
Again, marketing people market to particular demographics and niches. I get that. Please continue.
down 2 specific ads in this campaign.
My body's composition is determined by my genes.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
This whole ad relies on the double entendre of genes and genes. It's more than a cheeky wordplay, it's a dog whistle. We are seeing the rise of fascism in America. And with
How? How is this the rise of fascism?
this comes this rise of eugenics. To put it simply, eugenics is the belief that some people have better genes than others. I'll let you guess what people fall into which categories. In eugenicist thinking, society encourages certain people to reproduce while discouraging others, and in some cases, even preventing others through forced sterilization. In this ad, by saying my body's composition is determined by my genes, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, it's saying that Sydney Sweeney has a great body and therefore great genes, and therefore is a product of genetic superiority.
Honey, please, in the name of all that is holy, put the phone down, turn it off, and go touch grass. Okay? Go breathe fresh air. Put the hookah pipe down. Whatever it is that you're doing that is sucking brain cells out of your skull, just stop now. Please. We want to see you live a lovely and happy life here. Okay? Merciful God in heaven, deliver this woman from the ignorance that she spews. There's a little more of this. So hang on to your hat, folks. We ain't done yet. Hang on. It gets better. One moment. In 3, 2, 1.
Specifically saying these white, thin, traditionally feminine bodies are not just aspirational, but symbols of morality, tradition, purity. I think the next ad takes it even further.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
My genes are blue is crazy work. Once again, it's the double entendre of blue jeans, meaning like the physical denim, and her blue eyes. It's echoing the language of white purity politics and the purity of blonde hair and blue eyes. Historic fascist regimes have weaponized the feminine ideal. Femininity linked to motherhood, reproduction, fertility, beauty. Women deemed desirable by the state are seen as carriers of racial and cultural purity.
Okay, I'm stopping this. My head's starting to hurt. Whoo! Oh, check it out. Tie-dye's in the house. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Long time no see, my friend. WWG1's got something. He's got something. Woo! Hang on a minute, guys. WWG1 bringing it. What do you got? I just saw that link. I feel like a pastor in a church. I saw that hand. Oh God, no, absolutely not. You are wrong, sir. You are wrong. Well, WWG1 claims he's found a blue jean commercial even better than Sydney Sweeney's. I don't know, folks. I'm just saying. This is. How could you, sir? Seriously, how could you? Really? Oh my God. This is just wrong in so many different ways. Sir, we must have a discussion. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah, this is what their brains are like in college. They love to lift up Margaret Sanger as a paragon among women when she was a proponent of eugenics. Bingo! I thought the Libs' rallying cry was believe the science. Good point. Good point indeed. Proceed with caution. Dang, should have known better. Yeah. He WWG won Costanza'd me. I got Costanza'd. Jace. Now Salty Old Fart's getting in on this action. Hello, Salty Old Fart. Glad to have you in the house tonight. All right, let's see what you've got. Good Lord, this is getting out of hand quickly. Quickly getting out of hand. What is this? Hang on, folks. Oh, my. Oh, yes. Salty Old Fart does bring up a valid point, and Gypsy mentioned a moment ago that American Eagle is sold out of their blue jeans. Well, it's gotten so good, they are considering expanding the campaign to other celebrities. Matter of fact, Salty managed to get his hands on some still shots of who they're thinking about next for their next campaign with their blue jeans. And, I love Donald Trump, but I don't know how well this is going to work for American Eagle as far as trying to sell blue jeans. I'm just saying, folks. I don't know. This is bad. This is bad, folks. Anyway, what else have we got? Hang on. What is this? What is this now? Hang on. Matter of fact, American Eagle is so sure that their jeans will work for anybody. I don't know, folks. Call me crazy, but I don't think this is going to work. I don't know. Those jeans do a lot for everybody, but I don't know that they really do that much for your average cat. Yikes. But now, all right, in all seriousness, you ladies on the political left, and y'all know who you are, okay? This is an American company trying to sell blue jeans. They're using a hot, young, pretty actress who's in the prime of her career from a marketing standpoint, from a movie making standpoint, whatever, to sell their blue jeans. They are using a tongue-in-cheek play on words. Explain to me how fascism and Nazism gets into this. Really? Y'all need to go out and touch grass. Put the phones down, put the hookah pipe down, whatever it is you're sucking or inhaling, just stop. Okay? TBA over on Rumble says, Brian, stop trying to speak to liberal women with logic. They can't hear it. Their brains are mush. You're right. You may be right, TBA, but I feel the need to make the effort. But this whole thing is absolutely blown up. Matter of fact, I got one more thing on this. And Gypsy referred to a response that has been attributed to American Eagle. And I'm going to show this to you. Now, I say attributed, and I'm not saying that anybody's necessarily wrong here, but I don't know if this is officially from American Eagle. And Gypsy, if it is, I apologize in advance. I'm not saying you're wrong or I'm right or whatever. I'm just saying this has been attributed to them. And if American Eagle truly put this out, this response is perfect. Let me read it to you. To whom it may concern, we sincerely apologize for featuring Sydney Sweeney in our recent advertisement. In hindsight, we underestimated the combined impact of her blue eyes, blonde hair, and general hotness. Also, we did not realize how big her boobs would be. Our marketing team has been sent to denim sensitivity training. Well, thank God for that. Thank you for your feedback. Now, please stop emailing us. We're still trying to recover from the group chat fallout. Thank you, the executives at American Eagle. Now, like I said, if American Eagle put that out, God bless them. They should. Because the women of the left absolutely deserve that one. And you know what? I don't know who the advertising guy at American Eagle was that came up with the Sydney Sweeney campaign and all the clever play on words. Give that person a 6-figure bonus. Because this thing has absolutely blown up. And I want to go back to something that Gypsy said earlier. And I thank her for the compliment. It has blown up. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who was ahead of the curve. And again, Gypsy, a hat tip. Thank you for the compliment. But this thing is not going to stop. In one sense, this is the parallel world. You remember how about a year and a half, 2 years ago, Dylan Mulvaney, with one horrible ad, sank Bud Light for about a good year and a half? This ad campaign by American Eagle featuring Sydney Sweeney is the parallel opposite. This shows what happens when you run a good ad campaign. You do it smartly. You appeal to certain, it's very intelligently done. This campaign for American Eagle is the exact polar opposite of what Budweiser did, and look at the result. And I'll make you a prediction right now. I'll make you a prediction. I said on Saturday, we may have reached the point where economic rationality is weighing out over the message, to borrow a line from the Critical Drinker. Shout out to the drinker. I will make you a prediction right now. You watch in the next 6 to 18 months, if you don't get more advertising from companies, and that advertising is going to be very similar to what American Eagle did with Sydney Sweeney. Different actors and actresses, different styles, whatever. But it's going to be, we're going back to the 80s and 90s and the 70s. We're going to see that kind of advertising again. And this ad campaign for American Eagle is going to lead the way doing it. Let me see. What else? WWG1 says, Dylan Mulvaney should wear denim. Not unless the denim company wants to lose their shirts, or their pants, in this case. TBA says, at this point in time, most of MAGA is living in a parallel universe from the lefty liberals. True. TBA also says, bring back the Daisy Duke shorts. Oh, can you imagine what happens if Sydney Sweeney starts walking around in a pair of Daisy Duke shorts? Oh, Lord, the internet is going to burn down, y'all. Just burn down. Ad executives are finally coming to realize people don't like being preached to. If we want that, we would go to church. Bingo. Bingo. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Dunkin' Donut came out with their version with a dude today. Oh. Hang on, you all. Hang on a minute. If this is... and I'm... Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, y'all. I may have found this. Hang on a second here. Hang on. I just found it. Hold it. Hold the phone, y'all. Thank you, Gypsy, for this one. Hang on, kids. Let me get this pulled up. Apparently, you remember how Rush Limbaugh used to say he's on the cutting edge of societal evolution? It may very well be the electronic front porch is now reached that point. Oh my good. Gypsy, thank you for this. Let's check this out. Give me 1 second here. Hang on, y'all. Dunkin' Donut ad. Just about. Yep, hang on. Wait. Okay, you stop talking. I'm not ready for you yet. Oh, goodness, folks. Get ready. Remember how we said that other companies are going to start doing the same thing? Well, it may already be happening sooner than I realized. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out.
Look, I didn't ask to be the king of summer. It just kind of happened. This tan? Genetics. I just got my color analysis back. Guess what? Golden summer. Literally. I can't help it. Every time I drink a Dunkin' Golden Hour refresher, it's like the sun just finds me. So if sipping these refreshers makes me the king of summer, guilty as charged. The Golden Hour refresher, only at Dunkin'.
Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Folks, we are on the edge of the wave here. Let's surf. I'm telling you. Oh my, who is it? Salty Old Fart says, oh yes, the Dunkin' Donut dude is cool AF. Gypsy beat me to that one. TBA says, OMG, eat your hearts out, lefty liberal ladies. We are back, America. Yes. Holy cow. This is great. Oh, nature is healing. This is awesome. And I'm not just saying that to tweak people's noses, but I'm serious. For 10 to 15 years, and Lana is absolutely right. If people want to be preached to, they'd go to church. Lana is absolutely right. People just simply want to watch television and see advertising that appeals to them. And again, let's see what happens with Dunkin' Donuts here. But watch what you watch. You watch if you don't get protests with Dunkin' Donuts over this. I'm telling you, you executives of Dunkin' Donuts, first of all, shout out. I love you guys. I'm proud as all get out of you. But get ready. Gird up your loins because you're going to get the backlash off of this one. I'm not saying you're wrong. I think the ad's great. I think it's funny. It's clever. It's smart. It's great. It follows right behind American Eagle. It is good work. Just get ready because I'm telling you, you're going to have some Looney Tunes out there. They're going to try and give you all grief for this. Just get ready. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not going to lie. And forgive me if I'm a little more hyped than normal. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited to see this because finally, we're getting back to having fun in our advertising. Finally, we got companies that realize, you know what? Screw this DEI woke BS. Let's start making money again. Let's start creating advertising that gets people to come to our product. Finally, we got some people with some stones who are like, you know what? Y'all can sit over there and just scream at us all you want to. We're going to do something that's fun. We're going to do something that makes our company money. And if you don't like it, go pound sand. Good for them. Good for them. I might go out tomorrow and buy me one of those things, just try it out and drink it just because I watched that ad. I'm not going to lie, it looks like I've never had that thing before. It looks fairly interesting. I want to try that out. Anyway, so that's the latest from that front of the culture war. Oh my goodness. What? Oh, it's 8:30. My gosh, I am sitting here. I'll tell you what, I don't know about you guys. I am having just a ton of fun tonight. I really am. God bless you guys for being here. And I'm not going to lie to you. I thought this live stream was going to be a bust. But I tell you what, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too. The memes are great. The stories are great. Love the conversation with Lana. This is just turned into one heck of a good party. I ain't going to lie about it. All right, let's shift gears a little and talk about some other stuff that's going on out there. And let's see, what else do we have? Kamala Harris is back in the news. I don't know if you guys saw this one today or not, but after months of soul searching, the former vice president has decided not to run for governor of California. I've got a headline here from NBC News. Kamala Harris does not run for governor of California. The former vice president gave serious thought to a campaign, but opted against it. A person close to her said her decision does keep the door open for a potential 2028 presidential run. Oh, please, please, Kamala, do it. Do it. I beg of you, run. Please run. Please get the nomination. Please. Oh, story by Natasha Korecki. We had the following. Former Vice President Kamala Harris will not run for governor of California, she announced Wednesday, ending months of speculation following her 2024 defeat to Donald Trump in the presidential race. Quote, in recent months, I've given serious thought to asking the people of California for the privilege to serve as their governor, Harris said in a prepared statement. I love this state, its people, and its promise. It is my home, but after deep reflection, I've decided that I will not run for governor in this election. For now, my leadership and public service will not be in elected office. I look forward to getting back out and listening to the American people, helping elect Democrats across the nation, and will fight fearlessly and sharing more details in the months ahead about my own plans. You know, when I read this today, a thought went through my mind. Many people had thought that she would run for governor of California. I mean, it's her home state. She served as attorney general. She served as a U.S. senator. So it's not like the woman doesn't know how to win a statewide election in California. Okay, she'd have the name. She'd have the name recognition. I'm a little surprised she didn't do it. That said, however, I think Kamala Harris is very close to becoming the Democrat version of Dan Quayle. Now, for those of you who do not know what I'm referring to, Dan Quayle was the vice president for George Herbert Walker Bush from 1989 to 1992. He served one term, and after that was never held public office again. I just wonder. All right, she's ditched the idea of running for California. Okay. I really do not think if she decides to run for president in 2028 that the Democrats will let her near the nomination. She tried in 2020 and she dropped out before the Iowa caucuses. She dropped out in December 2019. She never even made it to the caucus. She was polling at 2% in her home state. She had $1 billion spent on her behalf and still lost to Donald Trump. No, I'm sorry. I don't think it was just $1 billion. I think it was $4 billion, if I remember the number correctly. Anywhere between $1 and $4 billion spent on her behalf, either by her directly or by surrogates on her behalf. And she still lost. I don't think there's any appetite for that woman. Let me rephrase that. I don't think there's any appetite among Democrat donors to pony up the money to see her lose again. I think she is on her way. To becoming the Dan Quayle of the Democrat Party. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. And if I am, you guys know my rule. I'll come back here and tell you. But I really do think that she is on her way to becoming a one-term vice president and a footnote in American political history. We'll see. All right, one last thing. We're going to bring the train into the station with this one. And, I remember that. I absolutely remember that. Well, maybe she should. You might be right. My dear. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, Anyway, one last thing. We're going to bring the train into the station with this one. And to set this up, we need how shall I put this? We need a visit from Uncle Alex. Uncle Alex got a hold of something. Well, he hasn't got a hold of something. Maybe better say he expounded upon something he's been talking about for a while. And with that, folks, do me a favor and check this out.
You have the EU cutting billions of dollars because of corruption to Ukraine. You have Trump slowing and stopping most weapons deliveries to them. You have a lot of criticism by Trump of Zelensky, and the fact that he's not elected now for a year and a half, that he's banned even his loyal opposition parties and taken over the media and banned the Orthodox Church. And Russia wants free and fair elections over there. I think that's reasonable as part of the deal to end the war. And Trump has said to Russia, we may give heavy weapons to Ukraine to start bombing Moscow. Now he's giving them 10 to 12 days as of yesterday. I hope that's just saber rattling. Russia came out and said, we're not taking those threats. We're not going to stop for our security. You wouldn't put up with this. We're not. You got a real peace deal. Let's do it. If not, you just keep your threats. And then Russia came out today and said, oh, you want 100% tariff on us? We already have total tariffs. It made us stronger. Please, we want you to do it. So the Russians aren't going to fold. And the smartest move, as I said for a long time, but with Barnes yesterday, would be to remove Zelensky. And I don't mean kill him, but the word I've heard is that for months, Trump's State Department and others have been talking to the political opposition, also talking to some of his top people, and now they're meeting with the EU people. And obviously NATO doesn't want that, but they're talking about removing Zelensky.
Okay. Now, that clip ran at some point today, okay? And you might sit there and ask yourself the question, oh, come on, Alex. Seriously? Before you say anything, he's not talking out of his butt on this one. I take you to the Economic Times. This is a newspaper of note that is part of a conglomerate out of the nation of India. Now you're like, whoa, India? What the heck would their reporters know about what's going on in Europe? Well, the Economic Times of India is the second most circulated business newspaper, daily business newspaper in the world. The Wall Street Journal is first. These guys are second. Okay. They ran a story, and I'll put this up here. Who is Valery Zaluzhny? Ukraine's former commander-in-chief is poised to succeed Zelensky as president. Ladies and gentlemen, Seymour Hersh is reporting this, and others. And again, let's see how this plays out. The Russians are advancing all the time in Ukraine. The West has announced they're cutting off money because of corruption in Ukraine. Trump is and is not giving weapons to Ukraine. Folks, I would not be shocked if we find out in about 3 months that Zelensky's on his way out. Because there's been rumblings about this all over the place. And again, let's see what happens. But I'm telling you, something's in the wind. So just keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. I think something's going down. And with that, we're going to bring it into the station. Folks, thank you so much. I have had one heck of a good time hosting the Wednesday night newsroom. And thank you to everybody, to Lana, to all of us. Well, you might be right, darling. You might be right. Thanks to Lana, to everybody. I have had a load of fun tonight. This has been a great live stream. I'm going to let you guys know now. I've got company coming in from out of town. So Front Porch Brunch is postponed this Saturday. Just to let you know. I've been invited to some fun activities this weekend, and I'm going to take part in that and have some good time doing it. So we will be back. I'm thinking about scheduling something for Monday of next week. I'm thinking about it. Let me see how this works out. But for sure, Front Porch Brunch is postponed. So, folks, we'll be back as soon as we can. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight. This has been a load of fun. Please hit the thumbs up. Please leave a comment in chat, regardless of whether you're on Rumble or on YouTube. Thank you, Patty, for the super sticker. Thank you guys for all the comments, the links, the memes. You guys are just a load of fun tonight. And in the meanwhile, you guys have yourself a great rest of the week and a great weekend. And remember the words of that great American philosopher, Tom T. Hall, when he said, "It's faster horses, younger lovers, older whiskey, and more money." Love you guys very much. You have a great night.